How'd I pick it up?
Your sound must be low if you're not hearing the laser noises.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't hearing them.
Did you destroy the stereo, by the way?
Yeah, a while ago.
Like the moment I turned it on.
Yep. I mean,
Do we have, like,
I don't even dislike the stereo's music that much. I'm just doing it out of spite.
You just dislike me.
Yeah.
Did you fuck it up?
It looks like it.
I think you have to wait for like I think you have to wait for it to finish spinning. Like, I think you don't want to hold it down for 3 seconds, and I think you want to wait for it to stop spinning when you're done too, so that doesn't overheat or something. The ragdoll of you throwing it against the wall and it ricocheting off the ceiling.
I'm really not sure how to use this thing.
It's weird. You got to point it at a decal and just sort of blast it for a few seconds and then let go. Because if you hold it for too long, it burns. And I'm not really sure if it's tied to how long you hold it on that specific location, or if it's tied to how long you make the tool spin. And I think one longer go is better than like feathering it.
There it goes.
I don't think feathering it works necessarily. It just bounced off every surface in here.
How do I? There is a bullet hole like right here.
Oh, this
right?
has crates right here. So this is crate zone right here, bird.
Okay.
This dotted line says crates, so I gotta bring all the crates up here.
All the red ones.
The red ones?
Yeah, it says red. It's red, right? So you put the red crates there.
That's a yellow line.
Oh. It's really
Doesn't
dark
say
in here.
a color on it though, necessarily.
Eh. All right, well that's where you put the crates then.
Oh, but you gotta get rid of all the bullets first. So I'll wait on that.
Yeah, just a couple
There we
bullets.
go. Yeah, do all the bullets. Fucking get on that shit. Get it together.
That makes it sound really weird. Yeah, you fill in that hole. Mmm.
Yeah. You heat that hole to 1,000 degrees Kelvin until it melts out of existence.
That is... Keith, there are children watching. There are children nearby.
They just had a sexual awakening.
Yeah. Wow, it's like 1,000 kids discovered their fetish for lasers. It's like...
And then we're silenced.
Yeah. In 30 years, they're like
found...
laying down with some hottie, and they're like, "Can we use the toys tonight?" And they're like, "All right." And then they pull out a laser pointer. You mean this one? And they point it at the wall and they chase it like a cat. Hot.
I must find every footprint. There's so many, just scattered here and there.
I can't seem to find a whole lot of bullet holes in this level, thankfully.
There's not a ton of them, but they're around. They're also hard to find.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I will leave it to you.
I can't remember which click is which. Shit. There's a ladder over here.
I think green is organic stuff.
It's kind of around here.
Well, we have the plot things. I'm gonna pick these up and cache them in. Like all the USB drives.
It might just be the USB drives. Have you figured out where to put them?
Yeah, it's right here at this intersection.
Ah.
Excuse me.
I was told that the reason we failed is because we were supposed to do something with the corpses to report on the deaths or something, and when we checked the people out but didn't do some other thing we had to do.
Oh. I didn't know that was a mechanic in this game.
I don't know. I mean, we don't really know what any of the mechanics are. It kind of just dumps you in. It's like, don't fuck up.
Yeah, I mean,
dock your pay.
That's kind of how life works, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my jobs.
And not even that. It's like you're born
missed
and somebody's
hole,
like,
you sucker.
It's like you're born and then somebody's like, all right, welcome to
That's it.
welcome to the world. Don't fuck up.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? Hold on, I didn't choose. Why am I playing on hard mode?
Bullet holes.
That's because I dropped it and gave up really, really fast.
I know.
It's over here.
Where's the gun?
It's down over here. I saw that there was effort involved and then I quit. Why is it so hard to understand?
It's incredibly easy to understand. At this point, it's expected.
I'm so tired. I'm really looking forward to being done with my big launch, which I checked in today, so hopefully, as long as no problems arise over the weekend, I'm basically done for the next, like, 2 months with big, heavy lifting at work.
That's cool.
Be nice. Yeah. Also,
hard to tell whether the bullet holes are going away or not sometimes.
Also, there's a big reorg coming up, too, so that's exciting, because...
Is that when they fire everyone?
No, that's kinda. I mean, that's
it's like when they launch a video game and then to celebrate by firing all the people.
Yeah, the Telltale method.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you don't make the video game and you just fire everybody.
That was so weird. Like, one week I was like,
Walking Dead, the final season. Just kidding.
Yeah, one day I was just like, in my mind, Telltale still exists. I don't think about them, but I know that they're still around. And then another day I was like, oh, Telltale's gone. How the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, but at least all their video games still exist. Oh,
Nope.
their video games don't exist. They're all gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was abrupt.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of planning on doing a gimmick playthrough of the whole franchise when it was over, but now it won't ever be over.
Yeah.
Because I've already played them before, or the first two before, and I haven't played the third one. And the fourth one was coming out. I'm like, I could do a gimmick playthrough. That my idea was to do silent all the way through.
Oh.
Which is that if there's ever a ... response, that's the one you pick.
Oh,
So you
I
just
get it.
Continuously don't say anything through all these increasingly tragic scenarios, or whenever you're like whenever Clementine's going to Lee to like
Spoilers.
confirm him or anything, like you just sit there in fucking silence and don't react and stuff.
I thought you meant you would be silent, like it'd be a long play instead of a let's play.
No. It's one of the more popular videos on my channel is I did a silent playthrough of Firewatch. Which is that if you don't have to respond to Delilah, you don't. So she's just talking at you constantly, and you're not responding, and it makes her sound way more erratic and insane.
You basically Half-Life 2'd the game.
Yeah.
Gordon!
But it's way weirder.
It's so great to see you, Gordon. Yeah, there was a... That's why they... Half-Life 2, like...
Gordon Freeman?
That's why basically there was only one moment in the entire game where there was only you and one other character. It worked in every other scene because there was always like 3 people to talk to each other.
Yeah, they're all talking to each other and you're just there.
Yeah. Like,
and those 3 people were the 3 scientist models from the first game, but now they're all characters, and there's one of them.
Good to see you, Gordon.
How are you making new footprints? Where are they coming from?
I don't know. Good to see you, Gordon.
How are you doing it?
Well, it's much nice seeing you here instead of back in Black Mesa.
Black Mesa, Black Mesa, Black Mesa, Black Mesa. And then just constant references to this place I never visited because I never played the first one. I'm like, shut up about Black Mesa.
Barney's
then you finally play Portal and they reference Black Mesa. I'm like, I swear to God.
I think the first game was really good at the start, but boy, does it get really uninteresting after a little while. But it's also really old, so who gives a shit, right?
Does it actively have like any kind of story, I wonder?
Oh, it has a ton of story. It's actually quite good.
I'm a blank slate for Half-Life 1. I have no idea what happens in that game. Except for that the aliens show up.
A lot happens. A lot of stuff is kind of, how should I say, soft retconned. I don't know how to describe it. Like, there was a pretty distinct plot in Half-Life 1. And in Half-Life 2, they did
no longer canon.
In Half-Life 2, they used basically every single plot thread except for the main couple. They didn't contradict anything that happened in Half-Life 1, but they didn't continue anything that happened in Half-Life 1. So that's why I say it's like a soft retcon of basically like, oh, the first story had all these things, but it was really about this. Like, it's a very, very weird way to put it, I think, but I don't know. That's the way that I think about it.
Ugh.
They never explicitly said, like, this does not apply anymore. But they sure did say this is really, really unimportant now.
But they set up an important precedent that episodic games have taken on ever since then, which is to end on a cliffhanger and then never make more episodes. Which that's happened. That's one of the most influential. That was amazing.
That was fucking great.
You might say that's the most influential thing that Blizzard Valve's ever done. Is that trend up, because I've done that. I've seen that ending in like 10 games now, is when an episodic game ends on a cliffhanger and then they never make another episode. Just still waiting on albino lullaby in Walking Dead.
I think that the probably the most influential thing that Half-Life gave us was the gravity gun.
The gravity gun.
Just
I still want to play
of...
a game that's just called 3. That's the third game in both the Half-Life and Portal franchises, where you have a gravity gun and a portal gun.
I mean, that's what episode 3 was supposed to be like, but they never finished the damn thing.
Yeah, I just want a Half-Life third episode where you are fighting the Combine and shit, but you have a portal gun.
I mean, there are custom maps that are like that, and they're fucking bad.
But it's not real. I want the fictional concept of a Valve that's not even real anymore to make the game that I'll never have. That's the depressing thing, is whenever you think about a game that you've been waiting for more of, or some sort of follow-up on from like 10 years ago, and you want to know like and you like hope one day that'll happen, like that group of people doesn't exist anymore ever.
What do you mean?
Those people do not collectively work at the same company anymore, and that company does not have that work culture, and that's true for like every company. So like, the game that as you love it will never happen anyway.
Damn.
It's like the weirdness of wanting a sequel to Beyond Good and Evil like 20 years later. It's like, made by who though? Like collectively, how does that project work?
Isn't there supposed to be a Psychonauts 2?
Yeah.
Isn't basically the only person that's still going to be working on that, like the designer
Schaefer?
guy? Yeah, Schaefer.
I assume Schaefer's on it, otherwise why would anyone greenlight it?
It's a Double Fine game, so I think that he's on it because
he's the only person that has to work there.
Yeah.
It has to be at least Tim Schafer, bare minimum. Jack Black in a pinch. You just take a Jack Black and just shake him and don't tell anybody. They might not notice that like it's not Tim Schafer.
Somebody in my chat says that Albino Lullaby is eventually coming. They played a build of it at their friend's house and they recorded dialogue for it. Their friend is a project manager for Ape Law. I find
it's
almost
really
all of that
unnerving.
Yeah, I find almost all of that very hard to believe, but I also don't really like. I guess I'll believe you because
and that friend was Albert Einstein.
That friend, Ape Law.
It's really specific.
Yeah.
Well, that's technically possible.
Yeah.
The moment Albino Lullaby episode 2 comes out, then I just switch the gear over to waiting for episode 2 of The Uncertain, which has a surprisingly fitting name given the lack of sequel episodes to that game. Because I'm really uncertain whether there's ever going to be a second fucking episode of that game.
Bazinga! Oh, that's the hottest take.
My playthroughs of episodic games have not been going great.
Yeah.
Then there's stuff like The Council, which is putting in episodes out at a decent pace, but because they come out so sporadically, I have to re-find an opening in my schedule to play The Council 5 separate times, because it's 5 separate release episodes, and that's not great. That's not a great thing to manage on your channel. There's even more crates by the incinerator. We're actually running out of space to stack them in.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's impossible to stack them in this game as well as you would in real life, because physics is bizarre.
I don't know. Have you seen my crate stacking abilities? Pretty shitty. That's fairly emulative of what my crate stacking is like.
A bunch of weird diagonal shapes.
Yeah. Before I was on Ritalin, after I got on Ritalin, I threw out a stack of paper on my desk. That was some homework from 2013.
Oh boy.
That's what my organization skills were like.
I still have a lot of my homework from school, but I think that's because a lot of it was... I have a lot of my reports.
Yeah?
So I was like, but that took work. And sometimes I revisit them, like when I go do an entire rant about the domestication of wolves in the middle of a Zelda Let's Play. Like, I wrote a paper on this. I could just recite that paper for commentary.
That's self-plagiarism.
What?
That's self-plagiarism. Ah! Dead.
You died? Oh no! I skated through this this bucket. Reaction to your corpse, which I think. Do I have to clean your corpse up?
No.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, haven't you ever heard of the concept of self-plagiarism?
I think I've heard the phrase before, but is it actually, does it mean anything?
Yep. So, there's actually a very kind of famous case of this one guy, who I think he was a country artist.
Into the fire.
I'm
gonna Sweeney Todd you.
He was a country artist for like Atlantic Records or something like that, and then he decided to break his contract with Atlantic and like go independent. And so he starts writing a bunch of songs that are really similar to the songs that he used to write. He starts writing a bunch of songs that are really similar to the songs that he used to write when he was with Atlantic. And Atlantic sues him and says, like, we own your old songs. You're plagiarizing yourself.
Oh, that's like the Oculus lawsuit.
Yeah. And the Atlantic won. So you can indeed plagiarize yourself.
So my college is gonna sue me for doing commentary?
Yep.
They don't own my papers.
I think
they're not even published. They're not published master's theses things. They're literally just things that were graded.
Yeah, if you ever talk about El Nino on one of your playthroughs, your college is gonna be like, you wrote a paper in the 5th grade on El Nino.
If I want to throw my college papers on Patreon as a perk, my college can't get me.
What kind of perk?
Assist me.
What fucking perk would be like your essays? It's just literally like, read my essays if you pay me enough money.
Yeah.
That's called being an essayist.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be an essayist?
I'm already a professional entertainer.
Essayists are not entertaining.
And media commentator.
Yeah. Oh, John Fogerty.
I can flex this fucking resume in all sorts of bullshitty ways.
Hey, yeah, you're a professional Morse coder.
Yeah, I've done Morse code professionally. I made at least $1 on that.
That's good. I think I made 20 cents on you doing that, so thanks.
Yeah. See? That's collaboration. I've helped the economy. I've made other people money with my Morse code. Including the makers of Keep Talking and Nothing Explodes.